It was waiting until 7 o'clock. There's Carl. Wow, both. Oh, well, one of our marshals is here.
See, Deborah is the smart one. She sits over there by herself, so we can't catch her in the screen.
Is that zoomed out as far as it goes? Is there zoom out?
Yes.
Okay.
But hey, the camera's working. Woot! Okay, we haven't started yet, but the mic is on, so if you come, be aware. No.
There was a story back in the day. I don't know if you know this about JP and Owen. There was no feast bed, and they said to the moon shade, there is no feast bed. Shall we shave you? There will be beanie weenies if there is no feast bed.
No, there will not be beanie weenies at Castle.
No, I can do something better. Beanie weenies.
I like it.
Well,
I love beanie weenies,
after the heat of Castle.
especially if you use baked beans instead of like Van Camp's pork and beans.
Okay, but that's not what we said. We said beanie weenies.
Oh, well, that's. I eat that in a heartbeat.
I mean, we could do a cookout.
I'd do it in a heartbeat. I would accept that bid.
Okay, I'll put it
I don't know if y'all heard that, but Carl just said he's gonna, hey Gillis, I don't know if y'all heard that, but Carl just said he's gonna put in a feast bid for Castellan.
I did. I heard the word beanie weenies.
I just want to make sure that you heard he's gonna put in a feast bid. We might actually get a
Does he
feast bid.
actually know how to
Woohoo!
cook?
Yes.
So according to my clock,
He's done feast
Oh,
before.
valid question.
he's done feast before. It's okay.
I'm
I would eat it.
down for baked beans and all beef hot dogs. Heck yeah.
I haven't grilled any food yet. so
Uh,
I don't know. I'm not trying to.
Not very period, but no.
I mean, I've
If
done
they
more
can
feasts than my
Disney-fy
share
an
as
event,
well,
we
and I
can
would
have
still eat it.
beanie weenies.
Okay, then I'll take
Please.
that.
Dad is shaking his head.
All right, love of my life.
Ah,
It is showtime. Shall we get started?
good evening, everyone, and welcome to the April Populous, March Populous of the Barony of Northkeep. And
Traditionally very silly. We had
I hope you all had a
Disney.
wonderful month.
It's gonna be Disney.
Hi.
What?
Oh my goodness.
You have the list, my love, so you
I
get.
have a list. I have the list.
I have a different list.
Dad has a list too.
I bet his list and my list are very similar
I bet
in
you're right.
in purpose.
Everybody doing good?
Yeah.
Very good.
What?
So let's see. I see one, two, three,
4, 5.
What?
I'm just counting.
Oh, okay. I was, other than us, has anybody got any golf horse stories?
Not new.
Not new. Oh yeah, the old ones are the best though.
Yeah, but tonight's not the night for that. So,
No.
Northwick had a great camp
Yes.
again this year. We visited with the land agent, and next year they have promised to come with golf carts and help us move the porta potties to the other side of the street.
It's time for Axmore to have some porta potty fun.
Somebody else's turn.
We're gonna try and.
So they're going to move them with golf carts.
Yeah,
They are going to move them with golf carts. Not we.
The other side of the street?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So they'll
'Cause-
still be close, but they won't be, in front of our dining room.
Because 8 years in a row is enough. At least 8.
At least that. Well, however long we've been up at that corner. So
Yeah. 6, 7 years.
it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's Glenavon. But they have a fenced in property, and nobody camps in that front corner underneath the street light that makes it daylight in my tent all year long.
All night long, yeah.
whatever. So we're gonna put and since the water pipe is over there, it's gone now because it got run over enough times that they aren't using it anymore.
That corner was still wet all week.
I'm not sure the water's turned off. It's not
Yeah,
there
there's-
anymore.
Let's see.
They don't need to use the golf cart. That sounds like squatter tricks. Just challenge the
It
squatter.
does.
Yeah, it does.
You get one over there and then you say, well, you know.
You would have talked trash like that 6 months ago.
Frederick did that. Frederick did it in 2 minutes. Do you think you can do that better? Didn't spill a drop.
I guess,
I don't want to be there when it happens because by the time we got there, they were already loaded.
not very
Not dirty,
No.
but operational.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be driving them
I guess in the new expanded format of war points, I believe Onstiora and their allies won like 16 of 25 war points. Just
it was a tie.
no, well, officially it was a tie.
It's a little lopsided tie, but it's a tie.
They ended up at 18 or 19 because they didn't have
Oh,
like the volunteer points counted.
Ah.
And they stopped
They stopped
counting
counting.
the volunteer points because it was just such a blowout.
wow.
It's just sad.
Yeah, for us. That's right.
Especially since it wasn't our spring break.
Which is why it's sad.
Yeah, what did JP say? He said, well, should have brought more allies.
Oh, look,
Oh.
here comes some more people.
There's Fakan and Bridget and John of York.
Yep.
Something else they stopped counting. It was the drum ovens.
I think so.
Stopped
I don't
counting.
know, but I bet you know.
Yes, oh, they do that.
I bet he knows.
My exchequer and my your rapier champion.
And also that you want to pay for it, just one. Oh, okay. So you want both of them.
And
Anyway, lots and lots going on at Gulf Forest, lots and lots of people. We had 2,835 people through gate. So we are almost back at pre-COVID numbers. So that's a glorious place to be. We have a new merchantocrat for Gulf Forest. So next year, expect some big changes in the way of Merchants Row for those of you that come. They're not going to get rid of the old favorites, but expect some new, fresh merchants to fill up some of the space. And they're going to, so that'll be an adventure. I'm real excited about that. I can always go shopping. I could win the shopping point, I think, maybe.
you won the shopping point this year, didn't you?
I did not this year.
You didn't? I didn't win it.
I mean, out of the two of us, yes, I won it,
Yes.
but out
That's
of
why I
all
was-
of us, no, Michelle was still there.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
Sonia bought that bill that squatters bill.
Oh, God.
Well, and Sonia and Gabriel were having a fight to see who could shop the most.
They're both.
They are
That's the
both
shopping mall.
very adequate, very adequate's not the right word.
3 shoppers for every Gulf Orange, we would still win.
Right, yeah.
If it was this.
Made pretty good leeway over the armor and casting.
We did have some threat of weather at Gulf War. So we did, most of us left early. So you may
Friday.
hear stories of that a little bit.
Friday was the great evacuation.
But Saturday, driving home, trying to thread the needle between the storms was an adventure.
Oh, yeah.
Go west, young man, go west, not north,
West then north.
west.
The damage that came in behind us, we made the right call.
Yeah.
We did. There were actually 2 tornadoes that hit within 50 miles of site. And they actually crossed paths. There's photos of where the first one came through. And then
Really?
a couple of hours later, the second one came through.
Wow.
And there's, overhead photos of the woods, thank
And if we would have
goodness.
stayed, it would have been right in the middle of sight.
It would have come right at the ravine, that's right.
Yep.
All right, what else you got, baby?
Golf course?
You want to say the thank yous?
Sure. My part of site and our part of Northkeep's camp would have not have been possible without the help of several individuals. Renault was on it as much as he was able. He was on it. Akimori, and does she go by Jezzy?
Jezebel,
Jezebel? And
Lost Boy,
her son that goes by Lost Boy,
James.
James, okay, were so helpful in keeping me sane and keeping me going and sharing the load. And I cannot thank them enough. Yet. Erno, do you have one of my AODs?
The red cord.
The red cord?
Yes and no.
You have it, but you don't have it with you?
I wore it to the ravine battle.
And you lost
all
it.
All of my pride. I then got up to, he was quite upset about it.
Come forward, please.
Embarrassed to say.
It's okay.
It's all good.
She gave, back when she and I were dating, she gave me a favor, and I had it inside my breastplate or inside my vest armor over my heart. It was at War of Gothic War, yeah, and
War of Ages.
back when it was War of Ages, and somewhere during one of the field battles, it fell out of my. For services rendered to the Barony of Northkeep, I'm going to re-award you. And when, oh yeah, sorry. And as what is it called? A
Active dedication.
active dedication. But this is the replacement, and then this is your service-oriented. What's the word when you?
Checkmate.
No.
Gratitude.
Augmentation to small a augmentation to your belt.
Because he doesn't like it when I call him dangleberries.
No. I did it.
Not berries.
So I will let you put that on there.
Okay.
Rename them sparkle berries.
That's it, sparkleberries.
Oh, augmentation. Yeah,
When
you
it was-
just stick it through and
When it
close
was
up.
time to bug out and to pack up Northwick and get us all out of town, I was working a troll shift. And they were not gonna let us close troll. And the individuals that Jeffrey mentioned all swarmed Northkeep and helped get as much done as they could possibly get done
Before they had to go.
before they had to go. And so eternally grateful. Barony Pavilion came down before the weather got there. Everything was packed away dry. It was an
Dry
amazing
canvas is
day.
a good thing.
Dry canvas is a good thing. So eternally grateful.
Yes.
What's next?
What's coming up this month? Well, let's see. This coming weekend is Elfsie Defender. We will not be attending that. It's down at Burgers Lake in Fort Worth. The following week, on that same weekend is Norman Med Fair. I'm sure that there will be a lot of you there, just fighting all the things. The following weekend is Coronation. We'll be there. It's down in Denton, at Trinity United Methodist. It's the same place. It's the church. The following weekend, stop doing that. Go away. No, really, go away. The following weekend is Visit for Your Baronial at Camp Sylvia in Stillwater.
That's where Trade Days has been, sir?
The Vinham Archery Championship will be held at Beason Fire Barony.
Oh, okay. Taking my bow. Got to back up my King's Archer, don't you know?
It's a Mongol shoot.
We shooting Mongols?
Hey, pecan,
It's a good day.
you're not allowed to go. I need you after.
So what?
All but one of the positions will be kind of seated like you're in a saddle.
Oh,
You'll be sitting on a hay bale.
be easy on my feet then.
What's next?
Mom laughing at me.
We're all laughing at you.
That same weekend, April 18th, is also Glaston's Defender of the Flame. No, I lied. The following weekend is Glaston's Defender of the Flame, October 25th.
October 25th? April 25th?
April 25th. I'm not having my readers on. And I have them right here. I'm just trying not to use them. And Bjornsburg's Roman in the Round, the last weekend in April. No. After Visa for Barony, we're going to be head down working on getting things ready for Queen's Champion and Castle. There's some stuff early in May.
Yeah, Queen's Champion and.
Well, yeah, but I mean, early in May, there's Beltane. Nameron's Beltane is the first weekend of May. We'll probably be there too. Because it's also at Camp Sylvia, as I remember. What else?
You have the list.
Well, that's it for April's itinerary.
Cool. So let's talk about Queen's Champion, shall we? Fakan, you got anything you want to talk about? Do we need volunteers for anything?
After we had some things that started us a bit, but we're back up and running. I know that, is it still Exchequer? They changed the name.
Exchequer's fine.
We need someone to run Troll.
Gate.
Because our Exchequer would actually like to compete for. Now, ultimately, she is in charge at the end of the day, but we need someone that would be willing to coordinate and run the table during the day. So
I think Will has volunteered for that. I think Will Snyder, our Seneschal, has volunteered for that.
What about Katarina? Maybe. I don't know.
We need someone to do a sideboard. We have a budget for it, it's expected. So if anybody is willing to do a sideboard, if they'll get in communication with me and Kaya, we'll coordinate with that. I believe it was a $300 budget, I'm recalling. This would be a light lunch kind of thing.
Beanie Weenies and coleslaw?
Huh?
Beanie Weenies and coleslaw?
You have created a monster.
You have. If anybody wishes to curry the Baron's favor, baked beans and beanie weenies. Yeah,
Oh, I thought you wanted curry.
I like curry. Yeah.
He's a simple man.
I do not get a
More
bunch
than
of
you
fighters
know.
trapped in one gymnasium in curry.
Okay.
Okay, back.
So we are at the site that we've used for Winter Kingdom. Obviously, there's going to be a big setup on Friday night. We'll get the time as we find out, because I know sometimes they have activities on that Friday night. We'll need to find out when we have access, and we'll have that posted. And then, of course, tear down. Did we find out if we have to have the floor?
Will we talk to them?
Will, did we find out if we need the floor for fighting on?
Sorry.
They did not tell me, they said they had to check with the board of trustees first.
And tonight is that meeting.
Yes.
Okay. That being said, the reason I bring it up is we will definitely need some backs for that, because that thing is what, like
600 pounds.
I think we have a job for it now.
Still gotta get it off the truck.
Yeah.
So yes, everything's in motion, but we're gonna obviously need lots of hands. If anyone is a marshal that is not fighting, we will probably need marshals during the day. Towards the end, you won't be needed, because that's when all the light guards and everybody step in and they kind of shoot.
Yeah.
Kind of like the King's Champion. I will be announcing later. I'm trying to find out from the Queen what the format is, and and building a schedule, how long she wants for the tournament, the format, how long for presentation, so on and so forth. So a schedule, I'm going to say within 2 weeks we'll have a schedule out in time just to hear back from her. After that, it should be a pretty simple layout, being a day event and only one thing going on.
Yeah.
The other thing is finding out what meeting she wants, so.
Will you also find out if she will be providing a list coordinator or if we will be needing one?
I was gonna reach out to the KRM
Okay.
to find out. Usually the KRM is the one, list coordinator, I'm sorry. Yes, I will reach out to her for that.
Okay.
At this point, we're kind of we have a bunch of plans that have just started moving, but you'll be hearing a lot more in the next couple of weeks.
Do we need to bring in another Barony's list field?
We may, depending on the progress that I make on what I'm gonna try and make.
Okay.
But I will put out feelers ahead of time, because I think, isn't Bees and Furies pretty similar to ours?
I think so, yeah.
So we might see if they can bring that up if need be, and then it'll just kind of augment what we already have.
I know we have plenty of rope. We just don't have enough stands.
We don't have the stands.
Yeah.
Because usually they like to run a minimum of 4.
Get the early rounds out of the way. Or
Well, and
done
if we have to use the flooring, we can only do 4.
And there'll be postage stamps if you're doing 4. Because 2 is really small
Yeah.
on that floor.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that. I can't say.
It really depends on how many show up.
Well, is the reason we for it.
Well, that's why they're checking, we've got that question out, and they're taking it to their board of trustees to see whether they require, we made the same argument that we won't be wearing metal, shouldn't have a problem, the worst that might happen is a black mark on the floor, but we should be able to get those up if it happens. So that's why he said they're taking it to the board of trustees to see if we can do without those floors.
because
I did want to ask you if, because I had a thought about that, especially if we don't have a floor. Could you check to see if all those mouse pads are still there? If you can get those, the ones you had at work, just to get a whole bunch of mouse pads.
Okay?
We could put them under the wooden legs. Might make them feel better too, since we won't have that grass thing there, or the carpet there.
I will see if I can get them.
Just might make them feel better about having it under there.
Yeah, the misprinted mouse pads. That's
Yeah, the
what he's talking about.
Oh, okay.
My brain just went.
Yeah.
Like you told me about it.
Yeah, so I run a service desk and they printed out mouse pads for us to give out at onboarding and they put the wrong service desk phone number on 1,000 mouse pads.
Oh,
Yes.
Kaya, do you have anything?
Did you mention sanitation?
He did not. Did you mention sanitation?
No, but yeah, we definitely, well, like I said, we need cleanup and set up, but yes, you're right, we will definitely need an Ashley Pratt to coordinate all that. A crappy job, but
our Seneschal has,
He can't run gate and be sanitation at the same time.
well, he could do one then the other.
No.
Sorry, well, I totally missed it.
Take your pick. Because I bet we can find somebody else to sit gate.
I will do whatever I need.
Okay.
So back to the original thing, if you would like to run gates, or if you'd like to do sanitation, please contact me and we'll.
Or Kaya.
lay down. Huh?
Or Kaya.
Or Kaya,
It's,
actually, and Kaya.
I mean, running sanitation there is easy and there's just not much.
The biggest thing is the night cleaning up the bathroom.
Don't remind me.
Yeah. And
Rest of the day is just pulling trash back.
while we're talking
Yeah.
about Queen's Champion, I feel like I kind of ought to let y'all know that we are also submitting a bid for November Queen's Champion because there hasn't been one received yet.
Yes.
And we're going to put it in the same site.
And I don't know if y'all remember this, but in Onsteora, if things happen twice in a row, it's a tradition.
Yeah.
She's all about the traditions.
Yeah, guess who got suckered into that too?
Well, the really funny thing about it is, this last week's champion that we had in Oklahoma, that's the first Queen's champion that's been in Oklahoma since 2009.
Wow.
So, we had a roll Oklahoma would be awesome.
It's all right. Once we get a tradition of it always being in Northkeep, we'll be all right.
Okay.
And for those that know about it, I will be trying to find out whether cut and thrust rounds will be allowed or not prior to the tournament. Last time we found out at the tournament, so I will see if I can find out.
Good to know.
What's that?
all those Southern Rapian fires and mods going, God, not in Northkeep again. Jeez.
Hey,
Not all.
So in case nobody's watching the calendar, the weekend after Queen's Champion is Castellan. Yay!
I've heard of that.
Have you been there before? Okay, a couple times? Okay. So Gellis and Cicely and Aki, so one from Northkeep, one from Wildwood, one from Chaminade, are teaming up to run this year's Castellan. The theme is East meets West.
Yes.
And yeah, so we're pointing things towards a Middle Eastern theme.
Ooh,
Right?
we don't have any Eastern car.
I mean, I have Turkish.
Well, yeah, but that's winter Turkish. That's not summer Turkish.
Gellis, do you have anything you want to share with us or want to bring up about Castellan?
Yes, well, we have 2 bids coming in for feast.
Yay?
Yeah?
Beanie Weenies from Carl.
Mhm.
Be rocks.
Ross, there you go.
Even better.
And y'all probably know this lady. I'm told I've met her. Aubrey, Aaron's daughter.
Mhm.
Oh,
We like her.
oh, yeah, I'll go, oh, yes, good. She is going to be submitting a feast bid quickly, she said.
Okay. Excellent.
Because there are 45 days.
45 days.
yeah, thanks for reminding me.
You're welcome. You have
Well,
less.
that's only 38 days for you.
38 days for you, 45 for me. We are looking for, we have a nasty crap. I'll be glad to share your name if you want to hit them up for your event. I'd be glad to share your name. Diego volunteered for nasty crap. I was so
Cool.
excited.
Okay. Also
but
easy.
We are looking for someone for Troll, to head up Troll.
We call that gate
Gate.
in Onsteora.
Oh,
We're trying to anyway.
Yeah.
It's, we call it troll at Gulf Force because there's a difference between gate and troll at Gulf Force. But at most events, gate is gate. And in recent years, some people felt that troll was inappropriate as a term for what that function is. And so we have been asked to call it gate.
okay, so we are looking for, after talking with our exchequer, we're looking for a gate coordinator. So if anyone wants to step up with that, we're looking for a gate coordinator. We would like to offer some Middle Eastern ANS classes that would be outside in their own pavilion for those that prepared. We're looking for someone who would coordinate those. We are needing a children's coordinator, or either we go to Vinheim. And we're needing someone to coordinate the silent auction. I'm not quite sure how the silent auction works here, but.
Did you
Quietly.
say very quietly?
Very quietly, yes.
She beat me to it. Beat me to it by half a second. Good job, Mom.
Silent. And
Silently.
other than that, Cicely and I were talking, and we wanted to see, we do need to set up some planning meetings. And we were hoping that maybe Thursday evenings would work with people to have a planning meeting. She can be in town. We can Zoom with Aki and get things rolling.
Yep.
And it was presented to us that PayPal registration is open, correct?
Excellent.
I sent something to the exchequer asking her to open PayPal registration.
So there's like a form that has to go to the paper.
Yeah, the form that goes to, I'm not sure who's that goes to, but I have not paid.
It goes to the PayPal deputy.
Okay, I've not been the one that opened that, so,
I can walk you through that.
Okay,
So experience.
Do you need it open for Queens as well?
yes.
Okay.
We needed to, one of the things we needed to understand that we don't is we do understand that the champions that were named last year are somehow or another over the competitions that happened this year. What we don't understand is that means they're going, you do this, you do that, but they're like shaking,
Winifred, can you get some towels?
whatever.
Thank you.
So we're not sure what that means, that they're over them. So we need someone who will.
Are we still doing that? It's kind of, I thought a while ago we did having the chances over the fighting competitions.
So the fighting competitions don't change a whole lot from year to year to year because of the time constraints. But, and since we're not doing A&S and Bardic at Castellan this year,
Done that. What?
it's just something that we have to think through and work out.
Generally, our marshals, our local marshals, works with this union. Yeah, so we're just trying to figure out how the event stewards are supposed to, right now, what we have done is Akimura. We've asked Akimura to ask for Khan, who is her Dawn, to possibly assist her in understanding how to run everything we're calling it everything that fights, because we don't know what all that means. So we're just naming it everything that fights, that whole area. And then we had a vision of having everything down at the fort. It has been presented that it might be better to have everything up in front of the feast hall, which the autocrats have not discussed yet, but we have to admit, it sounds good, but we haven't all discussed it yet.
We've done both.
We've done both,
Both
yes,
have.
and we've seen them done both, and the only hesitation is, honestly, we envisioned a great fight at the fort.
Well, here's the thing, I'll tell you from past experience, there's not room in the fort for the fighting and the crowd to watch.
Yeah.
So what we've typically done is done it right in front of the fort, so there is a backdrop of the vibes. There's just, if you
And
walk in there, there's actually
Yeah.
platforms that come out. And while there's plenty of room for the fighting, there's not room for people to watch the fighting.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And when it was mentioned that we could have it in front of the hall, at first the hesitation was, but then we would have to, we don't use the site, but then it was mentioned, we would have to walk all over the site all the time, the Herald would, and it'd be much smaller, so. We just sent it to all the Heralds.
In the past,
We've got a
we did
spot
it
for
in-
you.
we started doing it
Up at the
back,
top of the hill,
but
she already knows.
All of the marshals.
We have already drawn it in and sent them a picture.
Now, but for many years, we had it in front too, so.
Yeah, and so since there's three of us, we just put it in our chat, we're waiting to all discuss it.
I will speak with the Centurions at the next Centurion Circle and see about if they want to run their Centurion shot bar at the fort on Saturday nights. What's that? Oh, I know. I'm just,
So apparently,
We're just wondering if it's a Centurion shot bar or just a shot bar.
so then, Hari, Hari, right?
No,
No, not
no,
Hari.
that's Alexandre.
Okay.
Hari's not here.
That is not Hari.
No,
No.
that's not Hari, and Hari's not here.
that's Alexandre. Did I get that
What she's
right?
going to mention is Hari wants to
Alexandre.
have another tournament on top of what's already going on at Castellan, and he is going to hand out 2 racks of smoked ribs as the prize for this. Right now, his note says that he is scheduled for his tournament before our tournament,
Mm-mm.
and that is not true. His tournament will be after our tournament because our fighters will not be tired for our tournament for a couple of racks of ribs.
But they will fight for a couple.
Oh, yeah. You want the ribs, you have to dig down deep
So
and summon you up some.
You may have to replace the ones
Is
you
this
walk
a-
out with for that day.
I guess because when we received it.
Well, he's already posted it, so as
Oh, 'cause
though
we didn't-
the
we
autocrats
didn't
told him
ever
it
say
was okay.
yes. We
No,
just said,
he,
We will,
oh, I know. He kind of ran over us on that. And
we will let you know, and that's what we left it, and we basically said,
I'm not opposed to him having the fight,
okay. 'cause
but it
we
will be
wanted-
after our tournament. Yes, Carl?
As an addendum to our carriers will be running the
archery because he's the champion. He will be there. He will be running it. He is
Okay.
designing it. This is what I told him. And there will be a small shoot afterwards,
The wine shoot.
and there will be the Ulrich wine shoot.
Excellent.
And
And beanie weenies.
I found this in my fridge, and I happened to find the last bottle that he awarded me.
No kidding.
So it is, I will keep it cold, and so whoever wins that will get the last bottle that Ulrich ever gave up.
Wow.
Wow.
We need to,
You need to win that.
I'm only gonna win it by shooting all the other contestants.
Whatever it takes.
Don't shoot my husband. Do we need
Yeah,
to
seriously.
How much
provide-
you do in the heel?
Or is that all under?
If I do the youth rapier tournament, I will take care of all of the youth rapiers.
Well, no, I meant just in general, because
Yeah.
we weren't sure if that was under the umbrella of the champions or
Well,
how.
that'll be hockey, that's all things fighting.
All things fighting, yes.
So Aki will be responsible for figuring out who is going to be the list coordinator. And keeping in mind that our lists are different than most others. What you're used to as a list coordinator is not
Both of them,
what
What's
we
that?
need.
both of them.
Um,
The rapier flippy floppy, so that's why I was.
Well, I
Depends
don't,
on,
how do rapier fighters in general feel about bear pit tournaments?
Well, it depends, are they first or second? No, that matters.
it
Oh, I know.
does because it's later in the day.
Which one was first last year? Or were
Shiv
they
was-
kind of at the same time?
Nope, Shiv was first last year because we had to move the rapiers to under the trees.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Shiv was first last year because we had to move the rapiers to under the trees.
Well, that'll work good, because then the heavies can fight,
Yeah.
and they won't cool down between while the rapier tournament's going on, so they can go right into the rib fight.
Pause.
What was that?
There is a whole Google Drive that has Evelina and I's, all of our everything from the past 3 years. It's the Northkeep, or it's the Castellan email, but there is a wealth of information for
There
our
was a Castellan.
events.
I knew there was a Winter Kingdom one. I didn't know there was a Castellan one.
But it's beautiful.
Is that Castellan at northkeepbalancedoor.org?
I don't know, I closed that tab in my brain.
I'm sure that there's an email in our email box.
Yeah,
We'll find it.
we'll check our email box.
That'd be lovely.
Assuming the rapiers in the morning, they would probably be okay with the bear pit.
Okay,
In the afternoon, all those layers.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot.
all those layers of linen
In
and,
the height of the afternoon.
yes, all those, so many layers of linen.
So they don't care what temperature it is, they'll do their
Yeah, we could have well, now, we can just do shorts and t-shirts. So,
So you could be the afternoon fight and you'd be all right? That's what I just heard you say. We could make it a wet t-shirt competition.
yeah.
Super soakers and rapiers, all right.
Now, something.
The audience with super suckers?
Something we did years ago that I'd love to see come back, since our event gets so hot. Many years ago, you will remember, when
course I
we
will.
had, we used to have an event called Entertainment Peace. And it became a tradition for a while that they'd have tournaments, but there was no prizes, but that was not the point. But it was very hot, it was like in July, I think it was, July 4th weekend. Well, what they used to do is they'd gotten a bunch of raw sponges, just the big raw sponges. We had a big thing there of cold water, and the children stoned the fighters when they came off the field. With-
Blam, splat. Right.
creative.
Now, that being said, I know the maturity level of our fighters, they'll be fighting each other with them.
Which thing? Yes. We covered that at officers.
Well, I thought I asked that question, I wasn't 100% sure that I remembered.
Let's see what
You
else.
know you did something.
We will have Her Royal Majesty and I believe both members of Windham Cornet at Castellan. We will not have His Majesty at Castellan, according to their event progress that's online right now.
Will they both get queens? I mean, I know she will.
I mean, I'm assuming.
are going out to the site, I think on either Sunday or Tuesday, to look at the site, because we've not seen the cabins or something and stuff. So the ranger's gonna show us around so we know what the site looks like.
Okay.
Am I correct? There are only 2 cabins?
There are only 2 usable cabins, yes. The administration building, which is up near the parking lots, and the
Yes.
cook's cabin, which is behind the hall.
Okay,
The cook's cabin only has 2 beds and
Little bathroom.
almost a couch
okay.
in it.
Yeah.
And the admin building has no beds in it. People, whoever's sleeping there has to bring their own.
Okay.
But there's,
There's actually one.
oh, is there
Oh, is there
one bed
one?
behind the
There's
office?
a little extra room there.
Ah.
Behind the office.
Okay. Because when she messaged and then you messaged and we were talking about it, there was lots of people around us that were helping to tell us how many cabins there were out there, and we were just going,
What?
No, there used to be 3, but they redid the Med Lodge and it went away. Yes, sir?
Yes, technically there's.
Under prior management at the ranch, at the scout camp, we had access to all of the outdoor camping cabins.
We're talking about for having a space for the
Okay.
royals and
Okay.
and whatnot. We will still have access to all of the outdoor cabins.
Yeah.
But those are not
It's not quite the same thing.
accommodations.
Yeah, well,
Those are roofs with
They're
walls.
not air conditioned.
no, but most of them have beds and some of them have one, so.
And all of them have holes out back.
Oh, I finally figured out what we were talking about.
Yeah, the ones down the hill. Yep. Has anybody got anything else we want to talk about either of these events before we,
Move on to the,
what time is it?
7:43.
Let me put my eyes on them. That's really small.
Yeah.
And they took my clock down.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Oh, you be on a clock.
Yes. He's trying.
Hey,
Trying to
after
be
double
helpful.
practices, I'm glad you can lift your arms still.
All right, guys, do you have anything else we need to talk about?
Kenmare? Nope. Okay.
They're not all Kenmares.
I
That's why
know,
we
but
posted on the list.
okay. Then no, I don't have anything else.
All righty.
Anything else? Anybody have any topics they wish to discuss? Sorry. What?
12-4-week kick fly.
Yes.
Technically Rapier won every war point, but that's only because but that being because of the conceding war points. But that being said, we actually only lost 1 war point. The
Wow.
rest of we did actually buy points in. So,
I know we took them out to behind the shed at the thrown weapons and archery.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did,
Yep.
on both war points.
Preach.
The champion, that was one thing, and then the war points.
I made
I
a,
can speak to volunteer points at Troll.
Yes.
Well, that is
It
actually.
was almost all on Steorans.
I actually remember to turn in my volunteer points this year.
Hoping to make that a little easier.
Huh?
So I'm
Oh.
hoping to make that a little easier.
for those of you who weren't there, which is most everybody, the kingdom has purchased and had delivered to site a 40-foot Connex box that is sitting right behind where the BFT would be,
The big friendly tent.
the big friendly tent.
Good catch.
We have to, I guess, put up a wall between it and the road because we have to hide it
Actually, interestingly enough, what they did is they're actually attaching the wall
to
to
it.
the container.
Nice.
Yeah.
They're not, so they don't have to dig any post holes or anything.
Ah.
They're actually attaching it. I was
Yeah.
talking to Vinny about it, and he's like, no, we're
They are-
attaching it straight to the thing.
They are not allowing canvas or
Right.
any other fabric
No
to be
canvas, no
stored in this
tanks.
box.
Oh,
Nice.
So right now, the only thing that Northkeep has stored in it is our sidewalks. Because the only
And-
event we ever bring them out.
Yeah.
Is at Gulf Forest.
And our
So
kitchen,
yeah.
Northkeep has
the Northkeep
sidewalks
sidewalks.
and our kitchen again, because the only place we bring it out is at Gulf Forest.
As far as putting up a wall or something, Can we paint the Connex?
No, they're just
No,
gonna
you
put
have
a
to
wall.
hide it. It has to not be visible that it's a Connex.
I thought if we painted it as a stockade wall.
It'd be nice if they did
Mounting
something.
the wood wall all the way around.
Yeah.
To the container
And
itself.
when Jeffrey says we, he doesn't mean Northkeep.
Yeah.
He means Onsteora has to do the thing.
Yes.
But Onsteora is allowing Barony's, some storage space inside that Connex. So, yeah, we don't have anything like pavilions that we only take to Gulf Wars. We take our normal pavilions, and like I said, they're not allowing canvas anyway. But there are people who are doubling up on their tent poles and leaving a set there so they don't have to tote their tent poles back and forth. I don't think we're ready for that yet, but
No.
it is an option. So things to think about for next year. Gulf Wars Court was an hour and 27 minutes.
That's it.
That's it.
Record breaking.
They gave all of their AOA level awards out to the, either before court or to the baronages to do in baronial courts, and then saved grant and peerage announcements for Great Court, for Onsteora Court. And it was a glorious, very short, lots of time to still enjoy a Thursday evening. So.
And the procession at the beginning.
They also allowed all of the landeds that were in attendance to process in order of precedence. And for those of you that were in the audience and hooted and hollered when Jeffrey and I were called, I say thank you.
And the brick house warmed my heart. You have no idea how much
We were given a little brick house as we walked across. It was glorious.
it was.
So, yeah. I've got nothing else. I think it's time for us to be social and visit and hang out with our friends for a little bit. So I am going to turn off the microphone and the feed. Go.
Goodbye.
And we're done.
And we're done.
Wait.
What?
You gotta hit end.
Like polyester.